Hi, today we will learn about combined pile-out foundation, which is called as CPRF, and also laterally loaded piles. In CPRF, the load from the superstructure, which is nothing but the applied load, is transferred through a load sharing mechanism, which will be due to the interaction involved between the piles, soil, and raft. So all together will help in taking care of the load coming from the superstructure. In this figure, we can see there are three types of foundation being shown. First one is a raft foundation, wherein we can see a raft which has been provided for taking care of the load being transferred from these two columns. So this is what is the reaction being offered to the load coming onto the soil. And in second figure, we can see there is a pile cap being provided. So this is the pile cap, and these are the number of piles which are situated here, and this will help in taking care of the load coming from the columns, and the load is being shown in downward direction. So here the applied load is taken care by the reaction being offered by the piles. And one more important point to be noted here is that the pile cap is not resting on the soil, so there is no reaction that is being offered by the soil. But now in third figure, that is called as pile raft foundation, we can see that the raft is resting on the soil. There is no gap between the raft and the soil layer. So here the applied load is being taken care by the reaction which is offered by the number of piles which are situated over here, and also by the reaction which will be offered by the soil. So CPRF is the combination of raft and the pile. So the load coming from the superstructure will be taken care by the raft and also by the piles, and also by the reaction which will be offered by the soil, because the raft is resting on the soil, so soil also will take care of the load. Why CPRF is to be provided? It is usually considered when the soil is of clay and of dense sand, and CPRF increases the bearing capacity of raft and mat foundation, and also the strength and stiffness of the pile foundation. If it is not adequate, we will have to go for CPRF, and CPRF is considered to be an economical solution. The example for piled out foundation is the Burj Khalifa, which is supported over large reinforced concrete raft, and this raft is also supported by the board reinforced concrete piles which we can see here. So on top there is raft, and bottom there are number of piles. The raft on top is of thickness 3.7 meter, and there are number of piles which are provided and are of number 192, whose diameter is 1.5 meter, and the total length of the piles ranges up to 48 meter. Next is laterally loaded piles. These piles experience the lateral deformations due to the horizontal loading which would act on them. So this loading would be due to earthquakes, wind, vehicle forces, wave impact, ship impact, and also the lateral earth pressure. Reason Matlock approach. As per conventional approach of the pile foundation design, it was assumed that the vertical piles cannot resist lateral loads. That means it was only assumed that the vertical piles will only be able to take care of the loads which would be acting in vertical direction, and it was assumed that they won't be in a position to take care of the horizontal loads, that is lateral loads. But later on, some methods were developed which explained that the lateral loading of vertical piles can be found out by using the plastic theory and by elastic theory. A method based on elastic theory uses subgrade modulus, and Rees and Matlock proved that the soil modulus varies linearly with the depth of the pile for cohesionless and normally consolidated cohesive soils, and it remains constant for over consolidated clays. So here in this figure we can see a pile of length L which is being subjected to shear force P and moment M due to the horizontal loading. X is considered to be any depth, whereas L is the total length or depth of the pile. Rees and Matlock proved that soil modulus varies linearly with depth of the pile for cohesionless and normally consolidated cohesive soil. That is what we can see over here. Here the dotted line indicates that the soil modulus is varying linearly with the depth of the pile. But whereas it is assumed to remain constant for over consolidated clays. A formula was given for finding out relative stiffness factor, that is T for long piles where L by T is greater than 5. So T can be calculated using formula EI divided by eta H, where eta H is the unit modulus of subgrade reaction and E and I are the modulus of elasticity and moment of inertia of pile material. When a vertical pile of length L is subjected to lateral load V, which can be seen here in the figure, and moment M at the ground level, the deflection of the pile can be given as Y is equal to YA plus YB, where YA is the deflection due to the shear force or horizontal load, that is V, whereas YB is the deflection due to moment M. So the total deflection Y will be equal to YA plus YB. Here Y is function of X, that is depth, T, L, K, EI, V and M. The depth coefficient is given by Z is equal to X by T. Maximum depth coefficient is Z max is equal to L by T, because X is nothing but the depth under consideration, but whereas the L represents the total length of the pile. So maximum depth coefficient can be written as Z max is equal to L divided by T. Soil modulus function is equal to ES T raised to 4 divided by EI. Deflection coefficient for case A is given by YA into EI divided by PT cube, wherein the pile is subjected to horizontal load V, and deflection coefficient for case B, wherein the pile is subjected to movement, is given by By is equal to YB into EI divided by MT square. So the equation for Y will be Y is equal to YA plus YB, which will be equal to PT cube divided by EI into AY plus MT square divided by EI into BY. This table shows the non-dimensional coefficients for laterally loaded pile as given by Rees and Matlock. So for various depth coefficient, that is Z value, which is nothing but X by T, we will be able to get the values of AY, AS, AM, AV and AP. Similarly, we have the values of BY, BS, BM, BV and BP for the various values of Z, that is X divided by T. Now we'll solve a problem wherein we will find out how to get the values of maximum bending moment and deflection for a laterally loaded pile. A concrete pile of 30 centimeters square, that means the size or the cross section is of square and its dimension is 30 by 30, which is of length 5 meter and is subjected to a horizontal load of 5000 Newton. So V is equal to 5000 Newton and moment, that is M, is 4000 Newton meter at the ground level. Eta H is 20 Newton per centimeter cube, and with this we will have to find what is maximum bending moment and deflection. For two cases, that is the head of the pile is considered to be free, and for the second case the head is considered fixed with no external movement. So for the first case, that is free head case, we will find out what is maximum deflection. So maximum deflection is given by the formula Y max is equal to YA plus YB, where YA is equal to AY into PT cube divided by EI plus BY into MT square divided by EI. Here we need to find out the values of AY and BY because that is what is required here in this equation. We know the value of P and we know the value of M. P is 5000 and M is 4000. So T needs to be found out and we will check out what is E and what is I. So here I can be given as BD cube by 12 because it is of square section. So I will be BD cube by 12 where B is 30 and D is also 30. So we get I as 6.75 into 10 raised to 4 centimeter raised to 4. In the problem, the value of E is not given, so we will assume the value of E as 3 into 10 raised to 6 Newton per centimeter square. So we get E into I as equal to 20.25 into 10 raised to 10 Newton centimeter square. Eta H is given as 20 Newton per centimeter cube. So with this we will find out what is T. T is equal to EI divided by eta H. EI we got as 20.25 into 10 raised to 10 divided by eta H is 20. So we get approximately T as 100 centimeter. So for length of the pile equal to 5 meter, which is nothing but 500 centimeter, we have Z max as L divided by T, where L is 500 centimeter and T is 100. That is what we got from the previous calculation. So L by T we have as 5. So hence it is considered to be a long pile. The value of deflection coefficients for maximum deflection corresponding to Z is equal to 0. We will get AY as 2.435 and BY as 1.623 by referring to the table over here. So for Z equal to 0, AY value is 2.435 and BY is 1.623. So hence it is mentioned for Z equal to 0, AY is equal to 2.435 and BY is equal to 1.623. So substitute AY value and BY value. EI is already been calculated in the previous slide. So we get Y max equal to 0.092 centimeter. Now we'll calculate what is maximum bending moment. Maximum bending moment is given by equation AMPT plus BM into MT. So PT is 5 into 10 raised to 5 because P value is 5000 and T is 100. So we get 5 into 10 raised to 5. Similarly, M is 4000 into 100. Here it is in terms of Newton meter. So here we have calculated in terms of Newton centimeter. So M max will be equal to 10 raised to 5 into 5 AM plus 4 BM. That is what we get after a substitute in this equation for M max. The maximum bending moment will occur at any depth z which is not known at present. So we will have to find out at what depth z the bending moment will be maximum. But it is known that the maximum bending moment will occur at such a value of z wherein the 5 am plus 4 pm is maximum. So we will have to find out the values of am and bm from the table for various values of depth ratio, that is x divided by t. So for z equal to x by t, that is 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, 1 and 1.2, we have got the value of am, 5 am, bm and 4 bm. So here the last column represents the values of 5 am plus 4 bm. And from this last column we can see that for z equal to x by t, that is 1, 5 am plus 4 pm is maximum, that is 7.05. So the maximum moment occurs when z is equal to 1 or when x is equal to z into t, where z is 1 and t is 100 centimeter. So this will be equal to 100 centimeter or equal to 1 meter below the ground surface. So mx can be written as 10 raised to 5 into 5 am plus 4 bm. So we get finally as 7050 Newton meter. Now next condition is fixed head case. In previous one we had considered free head condition wherein there was no restriction, but here in the fixed head case we can see that the top is restricted, that is the top of the pile is restricted. So hence it is called as fixed head case. When there is fixity at the head, there will be no slope at the ground surface. So at z equal to 0, s will be equal to sa plus sb, which will be equal to 0. So we can write a s into pt square divided by ei plus bs into mt divided by ei is equal to 0. So if we take one term on the other side, because the whole equation is equal to 0, we get ms is equal to minus as divided by bs into pt. Here ei and ei will get cancelled out and 1t will get cancelled. So this equation gives the moment included at the ground surface due to fixity. So from table for z equal to 0, we have the values of as and bs. So going back to the table 26.2, we have as value equal to minus 1.623 for z equal to 0 and bs as minus 1.75 for z equal to 0. So substitute the value of as minus 1.623 and bs as minus 1.75. We get m as equal to minus 0.93 into pt. So here p is 5000 and t is 100 centimeter. So with which we get m as minus 4650 Newton centimeter. And maximum deflection is given by equation y is equal to y plus yb, where y is equal to ay into pt cube divided by ei plus yb is b into mt square divided by ei. So substituting the value of m, which is equal to minus 0.93 into pt, we get y is equal to ay pt cube divided by ei minus by into m is 0.93 pt. So we get 0.93 pt cube divided by ei, which will be equal to pt cube divided by ei, which is taken out as the common term, into ay minus 0.93 into by. P is 5000, T is 100. So 5000 into 100 cube divided by EI was already calculated, which is 20.25 into 10 raised to 10 into AY as it is minus 0.93 VY. So with further calculation we get Y as 0.0247 into AY minus 0.93 BY. And at Z equal to 0 from the table we can get AY as 2.435 and BY as 1.623. So if we substitute AY and BY values, we'll be able to get Y as equal to 0.0247 into 2.435 minus 0.93 into 1.623, which will be equal to 0.0228 centimeter. Thank you.